name of our guest tonight is an anagram for ice pie burners. RNC Chairman Reince Priebus, welcome back to the show. Mr. Chairman, we're sitting here on the brink of an important evening, the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Who are you looking forward to meeting, and why do you like this event as much as you do, assuming that you do?
Well, I actually do like the event. It's a lot of fun, and usually my wife comes with me, so that's fun. We get a babysitter. I like talking to all the folks in the media that not being on the record and get to know people, so that's great. And I don't know who is going to be there this year, but from the Green Bay Packers, but every year it seems like I meet a Green Bay Packer at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Donald Driver, Charles Woodson, and I'm waiting to see who's going to be there this year. Maybe Aaron Rodgers will show up.
Well, that would be an exciting moment if we could see Aaron Rodgers for sure.
Mr. Chairman, one person who will not be there is Hillary Clinton, and she's obviously having a rough week in a lot of ways. Yesterday on the program, John Boehner told us that he thinks Hillary Clinton broke the law in conjunction with the email controversy. I asked him what law, and he didn't name one. Do you think she broke the law? And if she did break the law, what law?
Well, I mean, she's taking actions that are similar to people that take those kinds of actions that end up breaking the law. And so I think that when you have requests for documents that are clearly out there and someone deletes over 30,000 emails, those are the types of things that have the potential to be criminal without question. And so I think that it's yet to be seen, but clearly...
There's not currently a statute, though, that you cite to say...
Well, I mean, the Freedom of Information Act is pretty clear, but it's yet to be seen. I mean, I'm not judge and jury to decide whether someone's a criminal or not, but I think that she has taken actions that have the potential to be criminal, both from the email standpoint and potentially now with these donors that haven't been disclosed and all kinds of fees that are going around that we need answers to. I mean, I think one thing is clear, and I think there is a common ground here among both conservatives, liberals, and everyone in between. At the very least, she needs to give up the server and and provide a full audit and accounting of where these donations came from, the emails, and all the actions and payments received. Common Cause is now saying this. I've been saying it for a couple weeks. The Washington Post, the New York Times, as you know, all the other outlets. I think we have common ground on this, and she needs to start talking. I mean, Josh Earnest has actually spoken more about Hillary Clinton's emails and the memo of understanding and the Clinton Foundation issue than Hillary Clinton had.
Your friend John Kasich, we played it earlier in the program, down the street here earlier today, gave a pretty wide-ranging talk. And he said, one thing I want to get your response to, whether you agree with it or not. He said, quote, "I think Wall Street is overwhelmingly too greedy." Do you agree with John Kasich, the governor of Ohio?
I don't know, Mark. I didn't hear the comments. I mean, I have no idea. And I would never want to listen. I wouldn't blink. I would not blanketly make a comment like that, because I'm sure there are people in every business that are greedy, and I'm sure there are people in every business that are generous and kind in spirit. So I would never make sort of just a blanket, judgment on an entire community and business. And I wasn't a part of these comments, so I'm just listening to you and reacting. So I don't know what the context was or what was said, and I'm sorry, but I'm doing my best to respond.
Mr. Chairman, we were talking a little bit earlier about the White House Correspondents' Dinner being here tomorrow. There's a lot of Republican presidential candidates who will not be here because they're at other events, either down in Florida with Jeb Bush. Well, Jeb Bush is in Florida with Jeb Bush doing a donor event. People seeing Sheldon Adelson out in Las Vegas, the Faith and Freedom Conference out that Ralph Reed's doing out in Iowa. There's a lot of them are out in other places. Can you talk a little about what the importance of those events and which of those strike you as being particularly consequential?
Well, I think they're all consequential, and most of the presidential candidates were out at the Republican Jewish Coalition meeting last year, and they'll have a few more this year. I was actually there last night at RJC in Las Vegas. Took the red eye back today, so I'm still up and at 'em for you guys today. And obviously Jeb and his team have to get, obviously, their donors together and have a confab It's pretty common that campaigns would do that. I think obviously the Iowa event's very important, and being the first in the country caucuses and having all those potential delegates in the room are important to all the candidates. So, you know what, we're obviously in almost full campaign mode now. Luckily, we've shaved the actual calendar from 6 months down to about 60 to 90 days, which I think is good. We've cut the debates, and I'm hopeful for a quicker process once the green flag goes down.
Right, Mr. Chairman, any chance that you think your Bucks are going to come back from down 0-3 against the Bulls?
Boy, you know, I hope so. I was the double overtime last night. Hurt pretty bad, so it's tough to come back from 0-3. That's for sure. You're
expressing the appropriate level of pessimism, I think. There. Thank you, Reince Priebus, Chairman of the Republican National Committee. Thank you. After the break.